jingle chop, jingle all the chop. Oh, what fun it is to sit with your friends and have a chop session. Jingle chop. Welcome in to the Snapback Chop podcast. Nope.
No,
I don't want to be negative because I actually just spent almost 20 minutes, and Nate eventually had to cut me off during trivia talking about how I'm so pissed that we don't get to experience Christmas, and like I'm in for it all. Like you said, the jingles, and they were all like, actually, I may have taken Christmas for granted. You make it seem like amazing, and I'm like, it is. You guys should be appreciative for what Christmas is. So all of that to say, is Bells too far from Chop? That if we're allowing that crossover, like Chop can just go in anywhere essentially.
I mean, I think that's kind of the satire, like kind of in on the joke, is that like you're not going to get a DeAndre Chopkins as long as we've been doing, like, yeah, like because then it's going to turn into like, oh yeah, like Neil Blake Chopkington, like he wrote that book, like, and then you're just gonna be like, I don't know who that, like, that's what
Jingle Chop everyone knows, so it's better that way.
Yeah. And then I added in the like, oh, what fun it is to sit with your friends and have
no. I liked the addition. Also, first quarter, I actually was out of my seat when Chop Robinson lit up whoever the fuck it was.
Jaylen Warren, yeah. No, shout out Chop.
Yeah, that game was hard to watch.
Yeah, I went
especially
to sleep
rooting for the Dolphins.
I went to bed and my guy Dulcich did not have a
he hit in the second half.
And he didn't have a target. And then I was just checking my phone while I was just laying in bed trying to sleep, just in case we had a miracle. And like then all of a sudden you're like, oh, where is everyone to talk about this or whatever? And so I just had to fire off my I got mine and I just refresh.
We weren't close. Rogers was actually in like prime Rogers, where he's seeing the field so clearly, quick throws, checks at the line, but like 40-year-old version of that. Like he wasn't dotting people up on corner routes and deep balls, but like it was prime limited version of Rogers.
No, the checkdowns were firing.
Elite. Yeah.
It also it's better for him, I think, too, to get into old Rogers when it's freezing cold. Because that is like Green Bay. Like,
they put up the stat. They put up the stat of Tua's record in stats versus Rodgers when it's like 30 or below. And I mean, it's also just like Rodgers was amazing and happened to play in the cold. Right. So like those numbers are like, I think he would have been great in any
I will say, I got to do the math. Let me do the math quickly because I remember he was 50. Okay. All right. So my math was off there, but he's 58 and 28 all time. But he had 22,000 yards. And I thought, I was doing it quickly last night. I was like, that's like 76 games. But I'm now realizing I missed 10 there. I was like, is he throwing for 300? I mean, he threw for 256 a game in sub 40 degrees. Like, it is pretty ridiculous.
No, for sure. He's and being a California boy, like,
I mean,
it's impressive how he was able to acclimate, because our quarterback, who's a Florida boy and has been in Baltimore his entire career, has yet to acclimate.
Yeah, it's like Rodgers has not looked right in the Steelers uniform, but having the cold air come out of his mouth, I was like, okay, that looks normal. He still, it's funny too. He still does the thing where he's pissed where they call a run play on the 1 yard line because he wants the fucking passing stat. Like he's such a selfish asshole.
One of the things that I love about Chop is that we haven't made it worldwide yet. And so only a few amount of people are going to hear this. And I feel more comfortable putting it here than I did in tweet form, because it could go viral and become a thing. And someone would have to come here, clip this, make it a thing. And I'm just not big enough for that. But I was watching last night. I was like, yo, the Steelers uniforms at night in the cold are so fucking fire. Even the modernized version of them, they came through and they actually look really, really good.
No, that's a normal take of the Miami's, just based off the uniforms. It's soft ass. Can't be.
Funny enough, I thought we had a chance because in the first quarter, that defense came to play and they were hitting really hard and flying to the ball, even when like Darnell Washington was catching the ball. Like the last person in the world you want to tackle in the cold is Darnell Washington. And like, I was pretty impressed. It's just like eventually when you're getting nothing from your offense, there's only so much that the defense can do. But
Chapman update real quick.
That's enough Dolphins Steelers.
Right, yeah, way too
this
much.
Isn't a recap show.
Okay, fresh off Monday night.
Chapman update, we're plus 13 from last week, 350 views at time of R, which is a 80% gain on last week's viewership. So nice bounce back week for the Chapman. If you're new to the pod, we chop it up here. We talk about fucking everything. So hit that subscribe button. And Casey, do we have a guest today?
We do have a surprise guest. We have this is the most open the show has been, and which I'm excited about because I think we have a lot to talk about because we're not coming off of travel. But so we're headed to Oklahoma for the home playoff game. So we're going to preview that. We're going to talk a little general media coverage of our beloved sport recently. We're going to talk about the college football playoff as a whole. And then we have our guest and then NFL picks.
About the Grizz.
Well, that's part of the media coverage and acting like that game did not take place this past weekend. So let's start with OU before we get into it and start shredding heads. We're headed to OU for the Friday night game. I think we're all extremely excited. I remember vividly post Oregon, we were watching the Oklahoma-Michigan game. And I don't know why this stuck with me, but like either the broadcast did a good job of pumping in the noise and then the announcers doing a good job of parlaying off that. But it felt like it was like unbearably loud. And it was one of Bryce's first starts. So they were really harping on that. But it seemed like Norman was absolutely bouncing for that game. And I think with Tim's TikTok and Mateer potentially being healthy, these fans could have talked themselves into, you know what, let's go make a run. Why not us? And so I'm really fired up. We were lucky that we had, because something we were talking about is we were really hoping that we were going to be able to go somewhere new for the college football playoff. It was lining up that like we would have to do a repeat. And the fact that we got a new one, I'm super excited to get to OU. And I love those places where it's like you're an hour outside a major city. So we haven't done the full, like, not renovation, but like make this college town into its own big city, because you have that in Oklahoma City. So I feel like Norman is still going to give enough of those small town Brookings, not going to be as small as Brookings, but still going to give small town vibes, which we obviously
Oxford.
love.
I think Oxford, Ole Miss, and then you got Memphis similar
right,
distance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I'm stoked. I mean, I think you summed it up well. We sat there and the students weren't there for that Oregon game, and we were coming off of that blowout, and then it was just like, yeah, that looks sick. Like that looks awesome. And and I was the one. And there's just something to like the Friday night standalone. It's just great. Like this is when we of all the bad in the sport and all the minutia. This is awesome. You get a team that hasn't been there in a while. They get to host a playoff game. Like, I mean, we were talking today that they a blue blood, but they rich football history. And yeah, I mean, I'm stoked. I think that this is like, and we talk about the bachelor trip kind of aspect. What's unique of these playoff games is the students are finishing up exams, about to go home. Some they finished their exams and they are home, whatever. So it's a great weekend to do the, like, if you're an alumni, you do the, like, get an Airbnb for the whole week, like kind of that kind of thing. And I like that as well. I like that part of it.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that this Oklahoma game has to be the biggest home game they've ever played. Like, you could consider Bedlam when they played Oklahoma State, but I feel like they were probably always like heavy favorites. Plus, Oklahoma State doesn't have like the name brand. Obviously, whenever Texas plays Oklahoma, we play neutral in Dallas, and you just don't get stakes like this. And then they joined the SEC, and they've been in the SEC for 2 years, but they lost to Ole Miss at home this year. Their big win was at Bama. Like the Michigan game was huge, but this game has to be 10 times bigger, I would have to imagine. I haven't been following Oklahoma football for 50 years, but at least in the modern day, this has to be the biggest home game, right?
I also think not that is wrong, but adding to that context of I'm not sure what, because I was so deep in just like how Ohio State perceived that game that I didn't get the general sentiment. But like, I feel like people are low key excited about being like, they feel that Indiana as their draw after this. Like, I feel like OU and Bama both, whether they're talking themselves into it, but they both believe in their path. Like, no one's scared of Indiana yet, unless I missed it. Like, did people stamp them as like they're really real after beating Ohio State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Fair.
mean,
yeah. No, I did not see the discourse generally.
yeah, part of the sniff test is like they're number one, and no one's like, yeah, but like everyone's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's
fair enough.
Like, again, and even so, they played Ohio State toe to toe, 2. Like, they're. You want to put them at 2? Like, wait, like they're legit,
no. I'm
legit.
just saying, like, the winner of this game gets to play Indiana instead of Georgia and Ohio State. Like, I don't know if they are talking themselves into like we have a path.
My opinion on the game is like this game is as much of a just a what's the fucking word?
Measuring stick?
No. Fuck, not liability. When you just like do something to do something, like because it has to happen.
A formality?
Yes. This game, in my opinion, is a formality. I think both these teams lose to Indiana. And I'm not saying they're going to lose by 50.
I do too, but I think both these teams believe they can do it.
No.
No?
I'll admit, I haven't watched all of Tim's TikTok because we're in that meeting. I don't like to watch content during our meetings. I just got the premise of it from the title card. And he also posted the tweet last night. Like, Bama stinks, right? They shouldn't
Agreed.
be in the playoff. Whether they should be in because of what they did, like they're non-competitive to winning a championship. And I think Oklahoma will also be non-competitive, meaning I get where Tim's probably coming from. Once again, I haven't seen the content, so
no, that's always a good way to do it.
Yeah.
No,
but
it's like
I have to
we
imagine
all like try to stand for.
They feel like Houston Texan-y, where is it a team you don't want to see because you never want to face a defense that can just create havoc 100%, but to beat to win 4 consecutive games and have an inept offense is just like impossible to go and win when you're playing the top teams, right? So could they shock Indiana 100%? But I just don't see them running the table. So yeah, I think this one I pencil this one in as, I mean, they are the 8 and 9, so it's not a shock. But like, I think the only competitive game to get to the semifinal is going to be Miami versus Ohio State. I think Georgia's going to handle Ole Miss. I think Indiana handles the winner of this, and I think Tech's going to beat Oregon. I think it's going to be pretty chalky.
You saying Tech Oregon is going to be non-competitive is pretty nuts.
The point about Oklahoma, I believe the number for the 50-1 has to do with the path. You're rolling over a parlay of pick 'em and dog,
right?
Right. So like that's like, so I get it. My point is just, I think that we have, and whether my eyes do kind of tell me, okay, yeah, Mateer, that offense like hasn't been clicking in a while, but like, what if it really is like the guy just hasn't felt good? And now it's been 3 weeks, and that the hand is good, you can play. And their defense is so like, I think that their defense, what we want, like, is if you watch the Indiana Ohio State game we did, like, I think you could insert Oklahoma and they're like playing the same. They can play that.
But
game.
that's the thing. Your argument isn't even they're a level above, right? Like, that's where the Houston defense, like, the NFL has accepted, like, okay, they're a level above defensively than everyone else, and they can counteract a bad defense. I just think they're on par with Indiana and Ohio State and Texas Tech's defense. So then if you take the offensive side of the ball, you're just betting a lot on Mateer, obviously, which I get the logic. My counter would be, I don't think he was that good early in the year. I just think he ran the shit out of the ball, right? Against a maybe inferior opponent. And I don't know one-dimensional with their overall, the rest of the team isn't that good offensively. So what happens if he has to become a thrower? I mean, we have seen him throw. Like, it's not like he's inept. It's just we haven't seen him throw in like 3 months at this point. Throw successfully.
I mean, they went to Tennessee and won the shootout. Like, that's at night, big deal. Like, I just think that they've passed a number of tests for me where
for sure. I said they're the most battle tested and most deserving team in the college football playoff. Like, I have zero questions over whether they should be there. And once again, they're probably the biggest X factor. I agree with you. What happens is you say, like, why is everyone sleeping on Oklahoma? In my head, they have no chance to win the entire thing. In your head, you're like 50-1 is a bad price because I can make out with a profit here. And that's just a different, like, it's a nuanced evaluation of them. Like, I agree. I think 50-1 is a good number that you could have them sitting at +3 against Oregon in the semifinal, go play in the Natty, right? Like that could totally be in the cards. If we're talking like, are they going to win the thing? No. And obviously they're 50-1, and I don't think you would bet on them to win the thing if it was even across the board.
And additionally, it's not a Tulane or a James Madison where I have to like do a lot of convincing. Like they're going to be playing pretty much coin flip games. They're not 10-point dogs to Indiana. Like, they're playing.
What do you think they'll be to Indiana?
Ohio State laid 4.5 on a neutral. I think Indiana would lay, I don't know, 3.5.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if you're coming off you have to be coming off like a relatively good win against Bama, despite how gross it looks. Like they're coming off a good win, and then you go to a neutral site and play Fernando Mendoza, our boy, our brother.
I say this because college can be tricky like this. 3.5 to, I don't think it's 7. Like 3.5 to 6.5. Like I don't think it's like it's under a touchdown.
I think it'll be closer to 6.5.
After thinking on it, probably closer to 6.5. But
no, but your point is it's not more than 7. I agree. They probably don't give you 7.
I was thinking of spitting out that line and then going, oops.
But that's why I can see them talking themselves into it. Like you beat Alabama, then you're a 1 possession dog against the 1 seed, and then you would be a 3-point underdog at most with whoever you see up top in the semifinal.
Here's my only issue with them beating Alabama to begin with. They got fucking smashed by Bama. They lost.
Yeah.
But that was also, Bama was playing good football at that point, and people thought Ty Simpson was good. Ty Simpson looks like a shell of who he was midseason, with people saying he was the Heisman winner.
But and still, that was that part of their schedule. We all said with Oklahoma, they have a gauntlet coming up after that Texas loss, and so it was like Ole Miss, Bama, Tennessee, LSU. It was just like, I mean, it was Missouri too, I believe. And it's like, all right, well, good luck. And then like even though the Bama win, flip the uniforms, Bama just finds a way.
Right. Fully.
Yeah.
My question, I love playing analyst, but do we think Norman for the college football playoff Friday Night Lights could be one of, if not the best experiences we've ever seen? No. Okay.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be really, really solid. I think what we've seen at the college football playoff games is super mega high floor, but limited ceiling, just because at the end of the day, they really are just postseason games with a little.
It feels more NFL-y, you're saying.
It feels it's just the stakes are so high. Like it turns into a professional football game.
And they're weird. I mean, you've been. They're weird in the sense that they play both teams like intros. Like they treat it like a neutral site in a sense.
Yep.
Like because you get so many people coming in for the game, like it's like that Super Bowlian of, oh, I'm here, I flew in for the game, like, and you get that with like an Alabama game in September. It's like, oh, but it's to a different level. It's more like you're visiting your friend. This is like
it doesn't feel as much like college football. The student now, I am bullish. I do think students are going to be there.
I think they're going to be there. Yeah,
they're definitely going to be there, but I also think that they won't be there, right? Like the student section will be filled with Oklahoma students. And I think this is where maybe people are probably like, what do you guys mean? Like there's no students there. What's so cool about the, not even Iron Bowl, I'm trying to think of like a huge, big season matchup, is actually when it's not cool for the kids who can't go, but the students who can't get a ticket, then they're at the bars, then they're still at the tailgates. This, in my opinion, if a student doesn't have a ticket, they are home for the semester for the most part. It's just more
from what we saw before.
Yeah.
Like
Notre Dame, it was like you're either going to the game or you are not in South Bend.
Which could have been a Notre Dame effect.
I felt that way at Texas, though.
I'd have to look deeper
also
into
weird, unique.
I'd also have to look deeper into academic calendars, but I feel like it being exam week.
But it's fine. That's final exam.
That's what I'm saying.
No, like the last one got pushed up to Thursday. So like
I know, but
most finals are
exam
Monday,
week.
Tuesday.
Yes, but if your final exam is Tuesday and you're an OU student, I'm staying there. Who doesn't
have a ticket to the game?
Yeah, I'm staying there until Friday and then just go home Saturday for the weekend.
We're all kind of getting to the same thing. I think I can help us. What also helps the buzz is a normal school week.
Right.
Like that does help. Like, cause then like, it's just,
like
finals are bizarre.
Full.
Finals are bizarre, right? You're like dorm and or apartment / library, go to the test for an hour and a half, leave. It's not that.
It's just different.
Yeah, like it's quiet. It gets dark early. Like it's a different. No, it is.
It
like,
is.
I'm
you know,
with you.
Autzen was filled for the Oklahoma State game,
right.
But just the students not being there.
I'm
tailgates
not disagreeing. I just think it's
fucking
going to be different,
there.
and I could be wrong. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm pumped for it. Once again, it's going to be electric. It will have a big game feel.
I'm actually more just trying to explain playoff games to people who haven't been to one or are like lusting for one. Like,
yeah,
not saying it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Like, who wouldn't want to see an elimination game? But like, it is. There's a bizarre kind of like you might enjoy the Alabama Tennessee third Saturday in October more. Like, why? Just because of all those other factors.
Sure. Is there this week in between? Why can't we do it the week before?
That is a good question.
I'm pretty sure it's literally because of Army Navy.
It needs to be a standalone?
I'm like almost positive Army Navy like has ownership over that weekend. I could be completely
But what about Celebration
wrong.
Bowl and then FCS?
I think those are.
I understand it's all different, but
yeah. Let me look.
Whether it is directly Army Navy or not, it has to do with the agreement between NFL playing Saturdays versus.
No, because aren't they this year? There's college football playoff on top of NFL for the first time?
I thought that was last year too, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, anyways, whatever.
So, like, they have it up until a certain thing, and I guess
correct.
Army Navy I used to be really on this. I don't know why.
So is it Army Navy, Jack? Did you find it?
They're more so talking about the CFP expansion and trying to see, because that would move it up a week, and they're like, okay, so do we go to week 0? Like, what do we do about that?
Yeah, I just feel like this would solve all our issues. One, the bitching about like the people who have the bye not playing for so long, especially if you're not playing in your conference championship, which feels like close to impossible. But if there were still divisions in the Big Ten, you could see that happen potentially. But you move it up, then you fix that, and then everyone's still on campus, and then it actually makes sense to be neutral site when everyone's gone anyways.
I mean, you do have like, what do you do about the Heisman? Like, I know it seems like, oh, we figure it out, but like that is a thing. Like you play conference championship, you get a bye.
Yeah, I guess.
You do the Heisman.
Yeah.
But were there were 2 weeks of oh no, conference championship bye. I mean, yeah, they get a bye.
And then there's 10 days until
Well, they're not going to play that game on Christmas.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, they'll play it on New Year's Eve, but they won't play it on Christmas.
All right. Well, we can transition to the general college football playoff discussion and potentially the money that has ruined the coverage of college football. But both of you have strong feelings from things that were said by Klatt and things that were said by Herb Street this weekend. I think everyone knows what we're talking about. So it's more, what are your personal gripes, or why do you think this has happened?
So I'll just say this. I watched the Herb Street Galloway clip because, someone like Herb Street, most likely someone's running his Twitter account. So them putting that as a caption, I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt, being like, the clip probably said, not being somewhere for a game. There wasn't like, and they did talk about how it was different because they worked out on the weekend and that was different for the routine. It just was like, it wasn't, Kirk didn't really mention that as much as I expected, but I would rather give Kirk a pass than I would Joel Klatt, who just like, I don't really get why. The thing that bothers me so much is anytime I put something out that like, people comment on and they're like, oh, you're engagement baiting. You're doing it for clicks. Guys, like Snapback Sports does not have a website that we write blogs and advertise off of. And any take does not like revert back to our YouTube channel or to our trivia app, or like doing shit for clicks literally does not benefit me in the slightest. I mean, sure, you could argue like just clicks then lead to more engagement on some other shit, of course. But like, I promise you, I'm not doing it for clicks. So like, is Joel Klatt doing it for clicks? Like, I don't even get why you would say something like that unless you genuinely believed it.
The Herb Street thing, to me, I come in the same spot as you in that I think what he meant is to not have a show.
Yeah.
And so if I give him that benefit of the doubt.
Right. Because there's very much a world where we come in and being like, it was great not to have college football this weekend. And we were doing the exact same thing.
Correct. And I think people knew that, which is why, look, everyone loves to get a fucking community note off. And I got 1,000 clicks, quote tweeting and being like FCS playoffs, Army, Navy. But yeah, I think we knew.
My problem with that said, even if you give him that pass, is it just comes off as so out of touch. And as if like, not that like, hey man, people are sensitive to this. It's just like, wouldn't you like, isn't that like the follow-up, like aside from Army Navy? Like, like.
No, I think at its core, if we were to do therapy on the situation, like break down each level of it, I think it's because even if we give him the benefit of the doubt that someone else wrote the tweet, even if we give him benefit of the doubt that he was referring to not having a show, the clip and the conversation gave off the vibe that they don't watch college football unless it is the big SEC or Big Ten game. And they had no interest in Army, Navy, or FCS plays because they don't give a shit. It's a job. But
you, again, the out of touch part, you already know that people are sensitive. How does he not know that people are already sensitive to like, here comes the SEC bias, here comes ESPN game day SEC. Like, you gotta be aware of that at some level. So then you say that, like step one, should have said like Army Navy. Oh, aside, I did have on Army Navy in the background, but it was good to like work out. And then step two, the person that runs his Twitter, you need to know better too. Like, you need to know better.
Unless it was intentional.
No, like, but I don't think he's like I don't think this is the same guy that prances around a dog to take photos of. Like, I think he's very aware. Like, it actually relates to the dog thing pretty closely. When you say that, you just come off as so out of, like, not one of us, out of touch. And
Correct.
people, and what's so great about actually is social media in today's day and age is that we are actually so trained to know what's authentic and organic and what's not. We actually give it a 3-second test. We just scroll to the next thing. So it is like playing. It's almost like he's like he's going like na 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 boo boo. I can do whatever I want, and you'll still like pay attention to me on the game day desk. Like the dog thing. It's like, oh, everyone can relate to like man's best friend. Man needs a dog. Man's lonely. And then he takes pictures of the dog on the private jet, going from calling a NFL football game to being the lead voice for the biggest college football game. It's like, that's when it becomes a little less relatable, you and me.
But
right?
isn't that our fault for thinking he should be relatable?
That's kind of what I'm like. This is kind of the crisis I'm having too. But
but then distinguish yourself. I'm fine with you being like, I am the voice of college football. I fly on a private jet everywhere. I am above you. I'm fine if you want to do that.
But that's like, we've seen Herb Street around, like he was in the hotel at the Natty last year. Like, I actually genuinely believe he is a good guy. So I don't think he's going to adopt this personality that's like, I'm above other people.
I saw one quote tweet on the clap thing, and I think it perfectly summed up like everything that's going on, and then that clip specifically. And it's like, in a world where it's starting to matter, where all that matters is the college football playoff and the discussion of, can they win it all? Can this team win it all? And even pushing a potential super league and super conferences onto us, we've lost the plot in especially college football when it's turning into this pro sport of like, most people's fandom lies in one team. If they beat their rival that year but go 2-11, they're perfectly fine with that. A certain level of pride of just seeing that team win each week is allowed, and going and being in a community each weekend around that team is still fun, and these alternative experiences can still be amazing. And that's what people like about college fandom. And actually 75% of people don't care who can win it all and only care about their team. And someone quote tweeted that, and like the Super League and the Super Conference is the perfect example of that. Is like, that's what we've been taught to believe, because it's all what the top tier media have told you to believe in. But most people still just, we talked about it when we went to the Dakota Marker and the Brawl of the Wild, that you could have told them there were 100 other college games going on or 0 other, and they wouldn't have known the difference. Like, that's what they have forgotten, is that all they talk about is, who's going to be the coach of Penn State, and can they win it all? And where's this quarterback going to go, and can that team then win it all? It's actually not about that for 85% of college fans.
And just to go off of the same thing, it's like, I'm like pearl clutching, because I'm like, I planned my whole day around Army Navy last Saturday. I did my grocery shopping beforehand so I could be like on the couch to watch enough of the pregame, like girlfriend's next to me. What does singing second mean? Like, I'm sitting like, and that's what people who consume this are so confused. It's like again, hardest job to get, job everyone lusts for, all this. It's like, but you're not even watching. And even if you are, you're willing to like, kind of like fuck around with us and be like, no, it felt so good to get a workout in. Like, come on. And again, the clat thing. People like March Madness, Joel. They like it. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't even know we had a fucking problem with March Madness. Like,
he brought that up out of fucking nowhere.
And it's just like,
his point,
March Madness is still
once again,
appreciated.
We actually were mad about March Madness because we didn't have enough upsets.
I believe in giving, because we do it, in giving people benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
Because we understand way more context than just the clip, right? We know
and when
the
you talk all the
conversations.
time, like,
Exactly. What his point was the tournament is not a good way to decide who the best team in college basketball is, which full stop could not be more true. Like, if you want to decide who the best team is, you play 7 times like they do in the NBA, right? And over 7 games, 95% of the time, no injuries, you're going to find what team was better, and matchups, but you get the point. But it's just bizarre acting like, I think someone quotes who was like, hey, Joel, the 8 seed won college football's playoff last year. Like, it took 1 year for an 8 seed to win. And it took, it's been 40 years in college basketball for an 8 seed to win.
But my other thing, like,
what did Clad even say?
No, he was just like, the best way to crown the champion is we need like all the teams that have a shot to be in. And so he's like, March Madness, you bring all these teams that don't have a shot, and you go play a 1-game neutral site, 10 a.m. Like you're like UConn's bound to, like, you can get tripped up by freaking McNeese. And but in doing so, again, if that's your take, then don't say then you're excited for the college football playoff, or don't say then you must want, instead of the best
won 4 teams.
No, the best way to crown actually the MLB champion, they played 162. Just do the best record after 162. It's
Champions
F1.
League. Maybe he's a soccer fan. Yeah. Maybe he's a European.
Yeah, Premier
football.
League does 36 game, 38 game sample size. Whoever has the most points at the end wins the season.
So that's what we're going to do. And let's get the Super League. Let's have Ohio State and Penn State and Michigan and Bama and all them, Texas, and just go play the Super League. And then we won't even play a final. We'll just see who had the best point differential. And then
By the way,
so here's the funny
there's
thing.
A world where we're in the perfect time to where someone rich from Tulane just decides they want to invest, and with the portal, and you get it, and you hit Mendoza is on Tulane instead of Indiana, and Pavia is on JMU. They can make it's going to be difficult, but to say it's impossible in today's landscape is ridiculous.
It's maybe more possible, but it's still virtually impossible. Just the size of rosters in football that it requires.
For sure.
You need to have talent at every single position. Let me just read, in case no one saw it. Now reading it back, genuinely, I don't think he could have been more wrong. And not even from an opinion standpoint, from a pure fact. He said, we don't want Cinderellas. Well, I think everyone actually does want a Cinderella. Maybe we don't want a Cinderella to win the entire thing. But I'm sorry, if JMU ran the fucking table, I think people would be like,
everyone would be fired.
If they even just upset Oregon.
Right.
Don't even run.
We do want Cinderellas. And this part is the funniest part. We want the best teams playing each other at the end. That is what happens, save for fucking FAU in the tournament going all the way to the final. 99% of the time, the Final Four is 1 seeds, 2 seeds, 3 seeds, 4 seeds. The NCAA tournament is a joke. It's the dumbest tournament and the least fair tournament in all of sports. That part's probably the most accurate, the last sentence. It is the least fair. You could get, it's why UVA loses a game.
Yeah.
But that's why we love it. So what do you mean we don't want Cinderellas? I'm all in for Cinderella.
I mean, it just, no, I love that turn. And aside from that undefeated Kentucky team, which again, that team didn't have the nuts or the intestinal fortitude to go win a game at 4:00 on a neutral site. That's kind of the point of the champion. Right? So Hurley's psychotic and they're gonna get up for everyone, and
right.
I've never really walked away from any March Madness going not happy with that champion.
Right. He honestly should have gone and said, we want the BCS back.
Yeah.
But the irony and why I think it triggered everyone is because he knows he can't say that, because they need as many playoff teams and as many blue bloods in it, because it's all about the money.
And I don't want them to just be a Twitter mouthpiece, but again, it just comes off as out of touch. Do you know what people like? Go to a Bowling Green game and have a beer in the stands with people and just see if they're interested.
Honestly, I would be out of touch if we didn't do what we did. Because all I would do is take in this national media and they would trick me into, and I support a team that is in the national championship conversation in a Power 2 conference. And I would get tricked into it too until I go to Kent State Maction and they just love it because they fucking love it. And I go to the Brawl and I go to Dakota Marker.
This year literally gave the three of us unlimited ammo to speak on this. We may be like some of the only people that cover college football that talk about it who genuinely have been to Maction, at multiple FCS games, Delaware State, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Alabama,
national championship.
Right. Like we have every bowl game last year, 4 home playoff games, a 5th one coming up. Like, and this isn't to brag. This is just to say we actually can speak on it and can tell you, Joel, like there are people out there who really do love this sport so much that you don't need to talk down on.
And it all just comes back to the expanded playoff open to this they had the problem last year with the Boise State being like, because the first rule, right? Like top 4. And then it was like, okay, we'll scrub that. And then it's going to be like, now because Duke won the ACC championship, we get 2 G5s. That should never happen. It's just like, sometimes the year is going to be like not totally fit. Like, sometimes and instead of being like, this year was drunk, we got 2 G5s in. It's like, fix it.
And the last thing I'll say
look at them. Like, just tell Notre Dame not to lose 2 in a row to start the year. Like, I just don't know. They had 4th and like 27. Just tell Notre Dame to play a little bit better defense, maybe take a pass interference. Instead, like, the system is over. I can't believe it, man. Like,
and the last thing I'll say,
because you have to watch fucking James Madison play. Because you have to watch James Madison play. The sport's fucking ruined. Like,
how are you? I don't think your mic is connected. You're the only one who like has joined that would fully understand why this is. We didn't change the username, not for any particular reason. Also, the shocked faces when you join. The point of the show is I book a guest, and then Tim and Jack have no clue who is joining. So don't take that as a bad thing. They just had no clue that you were coming on.
I didn't even notice.
So welcome.
I didn't see.
How we doing?
I'm doing good. My mic is not connected right now. I'm trying to figure that out.
My raw reaction was, Casey, how did you pick Josh as today's guest?
So I was leaning like, can we get someone OU? I hit up Berm. He was like, hey, I texted Gerald 2 days ago about doing the experience. I don't want to then double up on the podcast. And I was like, completely understand, experience is the primary. And then I didn't really have anyone else in the OU circle after doing some research.
So I was the second choice.
So then I was like, you know what? There's Ravens. We haven't talked much on this pod. And Tim being a fake Pats fan, there's no better week to talk a little NFL, a little Ravens on the pod this week.
I'm so ready for Sunday night.
And so
and I'll say, Tim, I assume you've never seen Josh before.
Nope.
Okay. Josh, don't take that as disrespect. Tim doesn't really he doesn't interact on the interwebs. He posts, but he doesn't consume.
All good.
But Josh also goes to a bunch of games, so he can give us some context.
Have I seen Josh on TikTok or Instagram?
Yes.
That would be where you see.
Okay, that would be that. Now I'm getting better. Yeah, Josh, I'm not a bad guy. I promise. I really don't go on the internet. Like,
You're all good.
that's kind of the problem. Great introduction.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I assume you are going to the game as you've been to every single one. And what are your general feelings towards the game on Sunday?
Well, the first part, because I'm actually going to the game, is hopefully it's warmer than it was the other day.
Right.
In Cincinnati. I am very much a warm weather guy over cold weather. I do not like the cold, but night games over day games all the time. I was very much in the minority when I saw I got flexed because I'm going to the game and night games are more fun. So I was excited.
Yeah.
So
And you get to
NFL
consume
Lex-
the slate beforehand or at the tailgate,
Mhm.
whatever it may be.
yeah, a little bit.
Are
I mean,
you
it's
are
tough
you an
usually on that
NFL
day.
fan, Josh? Like, I feel like you're like a
Yes.
huge Ravens fan, like one of the biggest. But do you like watching the rest of the league?
Yes,
Yeah,
I really do.
okay.
And I mean, what I do is usually I'll watch Red Zone all day. Now because I'm going to all these games, what I've done is the Monday is I just watch the highlights of every game because I definitely keep tabs. The Patriots are an interesting team this year, really.
Were you
Like,
were you at the game in 2019 Sunday night?
Yes,
You were.
that was one of my favorite games, honestly, I've ever been to. That was such a fun game. The
Tim, is
atmosphere
that
was
when you
electric.
lost the most
Yeah, that's
money of your life?
That's the most.
Xbox game.
That was the Xbox game. Second most
Wait,
money.
tell
I
that
ever
story.
lost.
Tell that story. Tell that story.
Okay, so that was 2019. That was Patriots come in. What are they 8-0.
You guys were undefeated.
And they don't look right the whole year. And Tom Brady says, "I'm the most miserable undefeated quarterback in NFL history." And I'm a Patriots fan, but I'm also like the pessimistic fan. Like I always think they're gonna lose. Like I was like everything that I've rooted for or like had a take on for the Patriots, I've been wrong. Like I was Bill over Brady. I was like down to draft Garoppolo. Brady's cooked. Like all that sort of stuff. And so, of course, 2019, they're like, now I'm playing the reverse. They're 8-0. And I'm like, everyone said they're done. Like, or this is a paper tiger 8-0 team. I'm like, Bill Belichick is not letting Lamar Jackson run all over like the New England Patriots. And so,
that was the game where I kind of realized, like, oh,
yeah,
this guy's different.
That was Tim. That was the narrative all week. Was Belichick's going to take away his legs,
yeah.
and what are they going to do? Because people don't remember. This is halfway through 19, where Lamar goes on to win the MVP. But 18, he plays 6 games, and the playoff game is everyone's lasting image. He could not throw a forward pass.
Right.
And in the first half of 19, like I know he led the NFL in touchdowns in 19, but he was not. He still wasn't a good passer. Like he was very sporadic at that point.
And I mean, that all you needed to know was like the plan is like just don't let them run. Like now, like Lamar, like certainly can beat you from the pocket if they're defenders can or if their players can hang on to the ball and like get 8 feet down in the end zone, all that sort of stuff. But so I'm like I make like huge bet on the Patriots, and then as the
how much?
I mean, I was in college, so it was like hundreds for me, which was big.
I was a freshman in high school.
Oh God, yeah, I was in college, so it was hundreds. And then I'm sitting with all my buddies, and as they're losing, like, yeah, I've seen this movie. Like, just give the ball to Tom Brady. Like, and again, I don't even do that. I don't know why. I just like, I'm not that guy.
But then they came back and temporarily. So you thought you were.
Yeah. So
I'm a genius.
I just kept hitting them and hitting them and hitting them and live. And obviously the Ravens end up winning and I got to pay my bookie. And the joke was I lived with a bunch of my friends in college. The joke was I went to my room on Sunday night and then I texted the house group chat and I was like, hey, my Xbox is for sale if anyone wants it. And it was like, tough night. Yeah. And everyone was like, yeah, like I had a feeling this text was coming. So my buddy's like, I'll take it for like 200 or whatever. I just go unplug it out of my room, walk down one.
Oh, you legit sold? You weren't kidding.
Yeah. Legit sold it to him. And he's like, do you have a controller too? I'm like, 1 sec. It's like, go up, give him the thing. And he's like, really, he's like, you hate to see it. I'm like, I know. He's like, you'll be back. I'm like, this is good. This is a good, like the fact that you're helping me more than you know. And so that is the famous Xbox game. And throughout my
Nick Boyle caught a touchdown.
Throughout my not early gambling career, I was well into my gambling career then. There was a few games where there were Xbox games. I bought and sold about 5 Xboxes during my time. So yeah.
Wait, here's the true ball knower test. Although it probably felt like a get right spot. What'd you do next week? Because I'll never forget who they played next week. They played at Houston. And I was like,
to us?
No, New England did. And I was like, I'm telling you, New England is not good. Like, I think the Ravens are good, but I think New England is really not good.
And they lose to
And
The
Deshaun in
defense
Houston.
I
was. The
think they,
offense wasn't.
yeah, I think they lost by double digits in that game also.
I might have taken the
People forget how good Deshaun Watson was in Houston because like he started out like really good.
I mean, yeah, but that was that playoff game against Indy that was like super drunk. And then no, that was really bad. They played Buffalo. I don't know. And
It was Buffalo.
It was Buffalo.
It was
yeah.
Buffalo.
And it was just that was a bad. I had a really bad that year. I got killed with bad beats, and like I was eyeing that Xbox for just weeks. R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins. Playing for Washington, bad beat there. He throws an interception as they're already covered. He throws a pick six like in Eagles territory. Just bad beat after bad beat.
Josh,
yeah.
So 2019, I remember because I actually went to that game. I was out of college, but I went home for it. That was one of, I would say, top 3 most electric atmospheres I've ever
Agreed.
seen M&T Bank. And it's
Agreed.
because, I mean, we were 2-2, so then we must have won like 3 or 4 in a row at that point because we won 12 in a row.
We beat Seattle the week before, like because it was a Seattle and New England game.
Yep.
Those 2 wins back to back were like
so like mojo.
That
was
was the Marcus Peters pick six
Lamar's,
after the trade.
All right, have you been to every Ravens game this year, home and away?
Thank you, Tick Pick.
And
see the ticket holder for the home games.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So compare, what is your sense around the vibes in Baltimore? And like, because I've seen M&T Bank when we don't have the right. It's very wishy-washy. Do you think it'll be as electric, or is it like there's still fans who are like, I don't know about this team, and New England's coming off a loss, or what do you think?
When it's loud, it is about as loud as any stadium in the league. But it's not that consistently.
Yeah.
Like, if you go there for a random 1:00 game, it is a very average stadium.
Right.
When you go there for a night game, it is, granted, I've been to 7 stadiums this year, so it's not like I've been to the whole league.
Yeah.
But Kansas City is the only stadium that I've been to that was louder than the Ravens during a night game. But you put them in a 1:00 game,
yeah,
probably
pretty
average to maybe even below average.
A lot of the league is
So
like that now.
this Sunday, this Sunday night, it's interesting. The other part is, and this is as someone who lives in Baltimore, I'll tell you, for whatever reason, outside of the Commanders, I think there are more Patriots fans in Baltimore than any team other than the Ravens.
There are
I
actually
know
a decent amount. Yeah.
so many Patriots fans. So for that reason in particular, it's going to be packed out because there's so many Patriots fans that live here that will be there.
So I actually have, funny enough, I have scenarios for everybody involved in the call because Patriots don't need this game at all. And if they just beat Jets and Dolphins in their last 2, they claim the division and the 2 seed. And then similarly, if we beat the Patriots and the Lions take care of the Steelers at home as 7-point favorites, the Packers game then next week is meaningless. One, there's no conversations, I assume, about the Patriots not resting, but like potentially taking it easy. And then 2, if you're the Ravens, more so, Lamar's been banged up all year. If we beat the Patriots, is there any merit to resting him in that Green Bay game?
No way. He finally looks back. He finally looks, I don't want to disrupt the rhythm. He finally looks like he's in a rhythm. Don't disrupt it.
Okay.
Don't stop it.
So
don't pump the brakes.
So I think the one storyline that I haven't seen much of is like you got Vrabel and Derrick Henry. That's actually like the most like Ravens have had tremendous issues with Vrabel historically. Yep. From New England side, I know you beat Buffalo in Buffalo, but it's been a pretty long time since you've had like a very impressive win. They're gonna want to come in and show that they, like, and this is why everyone's like, oh, like, I can't believe the Saints tried to win at the very end. It's like, guys, they're fucking competitive athletes.
Right.
Like they're gonna try and win and play a game. Now, the one thing that I do I don't think the rest of the Ravens would sit because you got to play them. but I could see them going vanilla playbook, very limited action with Lamar next week because I get it. Like, you want to get him back in rhythm. I would actually argue Lamar's rhythm would actually just come from practicing and having a normal game week.
Maybe.
So if you rested him and had him like kind of just play low maintenance, like the offense has actually been pretty much the same for like 4 years, save for like DeAndre Hopkins. So like he's used to these guys at this point. And yeah, you just treat it as if Pittsburgh's my take is I actually think Pittsburgh's gonna like beat Detroit, and it's gonna put I don't think the Ravens are gonna make the playoffs.
Don't say that.
Yeah. I literally woke up and was like, wait, we're literally going to the Super Bowl.
No, I know, but like what you guys are missing is like literally.
You're telling me Pittsburgh is going into Detroit and beating that team?
That would be the most Steelers thing to ever do, and
Yeah.
then follow it up by losing to a terrible team. Who do they have the week after?
Cleveland.
Yep, that would be the most Steelers thing ever. They'll beat the Lions.
Whatever.
I mean,
we
Browns.
just need
that-
one
that
of them to
wouldn't-
happen.
I could see us losing both to Green Bay and New England. Like
Yeah.
I could too, but I don't
people,
want to think about
I
it.
think the defense is going to be pretty good, but like all our issues haven't gone away overnight, right?
definitely not.
Like it's probably
Tim,
just a
from an
mid-football
outsider's non-biased perspective, I mean, you've been inundated with what we say, but from the outside looking in, you see a like fairly impressive 24-0 victory. If you actually watch the game, I'm not sure.
I watched the
how
whole game.
impressive it
Yeah,
was.
I watched the
Okay.
whole game.
Like
It
what
wasn't fairly impressive.
what are your feelings about the Ravens? Has anything changed? Do you have any sort of
I know. I still think that they just don't look themselves. I think and I would draw I keep drawing I don't know if it's because it's my team, but like I keep drawing the comparison to Clemson. Everything they do looks so difficult. Like even when they string together first downs, it looks
Right.
so difficult, and you just keep waiting for like the team in the uniforms that like should be like, okay, wait, can you guys do the like pull the mask off and be like, we're still the Ravens. And I
Remember
can't
that
see
you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that teams that eventually are like, they're showing us who this year's version is. Like, it is a team that's like, for some reason, everything is really difficult on them. Like seems like everything is hard. And I don't,
I mean,
guys.
it's because when you get to the core of it, your quarterback's injured, your offensive line is atrocious, your interior defensive line can't cause a lick of pressure. I know they're decent in your pass rush isn't good. I think Draymond Jones should be in the Ring of Honor. He's like my new favorite player in the NFL.
Yeah, I love him.
I love him. But guys, think about who we just beat. Beat a team that's 4-10, and we're
agree.
getting pressure on one of the worst offensive lines in football. Like,
And that was
like,
not I bet the advanced box score was like success rate and all that. It's like had to be like a 13-0 game.
They had double the amount of
Yeah,
snaps.
right.
We were just crazy efficient.
right.
And
The
And
first half, they looked like the worst. They
Right.
looked like fucking horrific.
and part of it
And
too is Henry's.
Does anyone
useless
remember
right now.
when does anyone remember when the Pittsburgh Steelers 2 weeks ago made the Ravens defense look like garbage? But then that game's just as funny because they outplayed the shit out of them in the second half, yardaging them by 220 yards or whatever. It's just, and I think here's the kicker and why I'm normally the most optimistic fan, because I genuinely do believe with Lamar, if the same way Tim is like, well, Oklahoma, if Mateer, like if I could just see it from Lamar, I know he ran faster on Sunday. Still doesn't look the same, right? He's still missing some of the throws. This isn't a team that's ever figured it out, right? Like that's the thing.
Yeah, my thing is,
if you were the Chiefs, right? Last year's the perfect example. Chiefs didn't look like the Chiefs all year, and everyone said, but if Mahomes gets in the dance, what can they do? And at the end of the day, they got exposed for not even being a good football team, but they just fucking figure out a way to win. They won 9 games by 1 score. Ravens don't do that.
Yeah, honestly, I set this up so
bad coaching.
Yeah, maybe
the mic's not on. That didn't do anything. But bad coaching.
If they keep showing you who they are,
so everyone could
believe them. Yeah.
just tell me that we were gonna make a run and not for this to happen. But this is fair. But my only drawback is we've always gotten too hot too quickly. What if we do beat New England, what if we do beat New England and Pittsburgh and look good doing it?
And they probably will, Casey, because they do every time. It's fool's and it's been fool's gold every time. Lamar has never lost in the last 3 weeks of the season.
I understand, but and then the thing that gets me so excited is the AFC playoff picture.
Yeah,
that's it. That was my point.
That's what's gonna keep.
Who the hell's gonna win this conference?
Right. And
Denver.
if the Bills have to go on the road, Denver, blow me with Denver.
Don't sleep on Houston.
No,
by
I
the
mean,
way.
again, you got to go to you. If you have to go to Mile High, you're gonna get exposed for all the things that, like, it's just this is how the Patriots did that in one of their iterations, and piecing it all together, you go to Mile High, and that's where
the Tennessee game, right?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, the Patriots have been bad all year, but like we got Tannehill, like we'll take care of him, and then we'll go figure. And it was just like, oh no, the Patriots.
And then you string together your turnovers, and you go, oh my, okay, yeah, now we broke out of it, and then it's like Lamar takes like a 12-yard sack, and you're like, it's true, it's one step forward, two steps back.
If it makes you feel better, the Bills fans on Twitter are outwardly rooting for the Patriots on Sunday, like they've said it, and of course you don't want to see the Ravens because of the what if, but like if you have any real acknowledgement of what this team is, they're just probably not that good, unfortunately.
Right. Fair.
But who is? That's the thing. Who
it's just
is
not
that
you.
good?
It's
is
just
there
not
anyone
you
in the AFC that's that good? I don't
It's just
know.
not you.
No, there is.
I agree.
No, there isn't.
But who is?
There isn't a dominant team. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
We got to make the playoffs first. That's the problem.
Exactly.
So you're going to get someone out of the AFC that we didn't quite envision, but like again, this is it's
if all right, here's a true test. Here's a true gut check, Casey.
Yes.
If I told, and Josh, you can answer this too. If I told you the Ravens' only path in was winning the next 3 games, what would your reaction be?
That's how I look at it, honestly.
Oh, that's not how I look at it at all. I think you win this week. The Steelers are not beating the Lions. So I think we're in a position where all we have to do is beat the Patriots at home and then go to Pittsburgh, which is super simple.
Agreed. But this is why it's a true gut check. If I told
I think the Packers
they had to win all 3.
I think Packers without Micah are useless. Love is brutal, and they don't scare me at all, the Packers.
I don't know if he's
again, your team, the laundry of the regular season, especially of the regular, I know. So like, I don't know where you keep saying.
I think it's just because Twitter was saying 8's back, and if we got 8, then I think we can do anything.
What did 8 do that he was?
Because we're supposed to be good, so we all think that we can.
Exactly.
That's what.
Yeah, 100%.
But this team is not good.
Correct.
No, and you know what else? I think I even said it before about bad coaching, but the other part of it, honestly, is, and I do think that there has been a lot of bad coaching, and I do think that barring some kind of historic Super Bowl turnaround that I don't see happening, John's got to go, and if John goes, the entire staff goes. But at the same time, the offensive line has been terrible. I don't care who's in there. The offensive line has not been able to produce. The pass rushers have not been able to produce. Some guys in the secondary that have been really good for a long time all of a sudden can't cover anything. Maybe it's because they stopped doing a podcast. I don't know. It's crazy. They can't. But, like, it is, like, the players are not playing well. And you know who I've heard talk about that multiple times? I don't know if you've seen it.
Terrell Suggs.
Yeah. I've seen him talk about it like 2 or 3 times where he's like, you guys all want to blame the coach.
I know I'm not.
These guys aren't that good.
I know I'm not a Hall of Fame linebacker, but I just got obliterated all year on Twitter for saying it's not like at some point the players have to do something, right? Like it just can't always, and it's a mix of the two, and people want to just blame it on the coaches. Like
it's easier.
It is easier, but yeah, I just don't know how good. Now, the real thing that you probably saw that's giving you hope, Case, is like it's not even the Lamar's back. It's like we were down in the dumps like this in the last Super Bowl year. Like it was
it's
bad.
more that
like,
throw in the cover 2 in between the corner and the safety to Zay in the corner of the end zone. I'm like, that's the greatest throw I've ever seen in my life. Like if we have him, we can't lose, right?
But we scored 3 points in the first half against
No,
Cincinnati.
we suck also. Like, I'm so aware
And
that we suck.
like Zay Flowers, like it doesn't stop. Like the same hilarious comedy of errors, like it just doesn't stop. And if you want to point
I
to
guess I'm
coaching for
playing the
that,
game. I guess I'm playing the game of like, what if we actually didn't like just fumble for no reason? We'd probably actually win.
Yeah. And right, like play the revisionist, like say you lose to New England, like what will be the reason you lost to New England?
Right.
Because you did all the things you saw them do all year.
Right. Correct.
Why will you beat New England? Because Lamar, like they did the revive to him, and all of a sudden, like likely can consistently catch, and Zay's running naked, like you know what I mean, like. But and then even your defense, like Drake, man,
I even talked myself into like Monken's got more up his sleeve in the playbook. I don't know why, because he can't afford to hide anything.
Got more in the vault,
right?
Heard that before, right?
In the vault. I will say I'm a huge fan, and this is generally speaking for football, of when a team goes through trials and tribulations and learns and has to adjust and sees like. The one thing that if the Ravens get in the dance, obviously I will change my tune because I do think like it is the most open season. But at this point, and I know I've said this the last 4 years now, at this point, the Ravens have seen every fucking thing in the world. Like we've had running backs throw touchdowns on us. We've had fumbles. We've had 2 points failed. We've had leads blown. We've had leads come back from. We've abandoned the run. We've held on to the run too long. At this point, they've just had to have seen it all. So they would, in theory, be the most comfortable amongst everyone besides the Bills when it actually came down to
They're
it.
the
who also haven't gotten it done yet, by the way.
And who are the only two who have potentially seen more shit than us in the playoffs.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
In my pushback would be relative to this year, when we talk about trials and tribulations of championship teams, what we're talking about is like, again, not to just use New England, but like losing at home to Buffalo and you had a 20-point lead. And in the second half, you kind of just like your defense couldn't get off the field, or, you know, Denver, you ran into a red hot Indy team to start the year. Like that's trials and tribulations, not like we are a dysfunctional mess.
Yeah. No, we're a mess. We're a mess.
Like, trials and tribulations are like,
100%.
damn, we got beat by a walk-off field goal, 64 yards. That sucks.
Casey, this is what your plan was to get people to agree with you that we're.
I thought everyone was drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit more than I was, but hey, I am down for us to be real. But at this point, like, I'd rather just like be happy and then get my heart broken again.
I agree. Like, can we enjoy the win?
Right?
Like, we beat Cincinnati in Cincinnati.
And
I drove 8 hours in what was -9-degree wind chill, and we won. Like, I'm happy with that.
I sent a text.
I'm excited to edit a vlog. Usually I haven't been excited to edit a vlog in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I agree.
And now you welcome in a New England team that was projected to win 8 games this year. So, like, you can have fun. I'm just saying, you know, for the Caseys of the world, like, let's not buy the Super Bowl tickets. Like, when they lose, you're going to be like, that was the team.
I already bought the Super Bowl tickets in the form of my fucking future before the season started because we all thought we had the best roster in football. It turns out they all fucking suck.
This is it. Here's the chain of text. 1:20 p.m. So we're only 20 minutes into the game. We're gonna win.
This past Sunday.
This past Sunday. We're gonna win, but we fucking suck. I said that. We're soft. That was a response. That was the worst coverage I've ever seen. Actually, so ass. This team is so depressing. Zay can't catch the fucking ball. I don't know what to think anymore. This is from Casey. It's impressive how bad we are. Response: we have zero ability to be good. Here's the kicker. We saw King Kong-sized donkey dick. That's at 1:48 p.m. And I set the stage at 1:20. I know the Ravens better than anything. It was clear we were winning that game. Like, you could see how checked out Cincy was. They did not.
Cincy looked freezing.
They didn't want to be there. But can we not forget what the first half was like? Like, we were so bad.
So bad.
You just have to accept.
We finished the first half good. It was really the first quarter, like the first half of the second quarter.
It was bad.
Because the end of the first half was good.
It was fine, Josh.
They scored at the end. Like, there's a dime in the end zone to score a touchdown. Like, yeah, no, you're
All right.
You're not
Well,
wrong. Let me
look,
have
Josh,
this.
No, here's the thing. And this is perfect because you're a super fan. And what I want you to leave with is what you shared that sentiment. Like, I just want to enjoy a win, share the vlog. And the sad reality is ring culture, and then tie that into expectations for the Ravens. And I've talked about this for the last 5 years. It's okay to enjoy watching Lamar and the Ravens win a lot of games and not win a championship. I get it. The goal is to win one, and you hope that they do. But yes, there is a part of it is like we've been knocked down so bad that like it would be fun to enjoy Sunday Night Football. That's okay to say we enjoyed Sunday Night Football.
There's a
I just
chance
don't know
from
if we will.
4:25 to 11 p.m. Like that could be the greatest night of my life.
It's not though. It's not.
I'm telling you the key to Sunday though right now. This is the key. The Patriots are the worst red zone defense in the NFL. We are the second worst red zone offense. Something's got to give. Those are the two biggest weaknesses. The second worst red zone offense, the worst red zone defense, and they're going against each other. Something's going to give there, and if we can finish drives...
And you'd like to
there you
think
go.
with 8-22, you'd be able to figure it out.
No, but 8 and 22 have been there the
But we
whole
haven't.
time.
No, I understand. No, I get it. I know. I've been unfortunately watching it all year. I just like, again,
You should become a Sixers fan. And then
Yeah,
I can figure out what baseball team fits your personality because it's the same. Like, no, but if Embiid stays healthy, if Embiid stays healthy, I'm telling you, this is the year for the Sixers.
Yeah.
For the last 9 years.
All right. Well, I like how everyone kept it real. Josh, I appreciate you coming on.
It's fun.
And hopefully you can take care of business for us on Sunday. I'm already talking to my friend.
If you're going to the game on Sunday, be loud. Let's go. We gotta pack out the bank, man.
Pack out
Aligned.
the bank.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Get ready to learn Drake May, buddy.
All right. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Josh.
See you, Josh.
That's it.
Yeah, you can just leave.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
All right, so we still suck. That's fair. I knew that, but maybe other people were drinking the Kool-Aid. I had a vision on the subway. Sue me, okay? I had a good workout this morning. Then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, Detroit's 7-point favorites. Okay.
Yeah, it is kind of mean when we bring guests that I have no idea who they are. Like, that's tough.
It's all good. He's a good kid.
All right, before we get
I
to
like
NFL
him a lot. Yeah.
Before we get to NFL picks, I just wanted to do one more thing because this deserves to get out to the ether, so I'm gonna just run it as many times as possible. Is Fernando Mendoza's LinkedIn real? Yes or no?
Tim, did you see what I put out?
I saw your tweet.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Everyone is.
I actually don't think most people think it's real. I would say 99% of people think it's real. I'm the only person who's
No, can I be briefed on what are we asking that's real?
All right. On September 26th, I got a LinkedIn DM message from Fernando Mendoza. At this point, I'm trying to think if I knew who he was at this point.
That's good. We were at Big Ten Media Days.
Yeah, but we didn't get to speak to Indiana.
I know, but homework.
September, had they played anyone at that point?
The guy,
Probably.
I don't know.
I knew who Mendoza was, but it wasn't that big of a deal, right? So he says, "Hi, Mr. Settlement!" ! And then it's like an indented line, and then it says, "I want to introduce myself. My name is Fernando Mendoza, and I play quarterback at Indiana." So maybe like retroactively, I'm like, I know who you are. Like, why are you introduced? Like, if you're starting quarterback at Indiana,
Also, is Mr. Settlement not bizarre?
But that's why it's so good because he would 100% say that. Right. So he says, "I just want to say I'm a big fan of your content. The only two social platforms I have during the season are YouTube and LinkedIn. So I'm able to keep up with college football through your YouTube videos. God bless." Now, I think most people would just default to being like, all right, it's him, right? Now, here's the catch. He said the school he was actively at was Cal Berkeley, which obviously he transferred from that. This is September 26th. He transferred Tim in March, right? Like in the portal, right? We're now playing football. So if you're actively on LinkedIn, posting on LinkedIn for a month, you're 4 games into the season, you would think someone would say something or you would have noticed. Okay. He changes it saying, oh, thank you, to University of Indiana, right? Everyone knows it's IU. It's Indiana University, right? So like, and he's a smart kid, right? Like he's such a smart kid. So I'm like, I don't know. So I don't do anything about it. I go check 2 weeks later because I went to send him a DM if it was real, just being like, hey, like your school won't let us come do a video. If you watch our YouTube videos, you guys are undefeated. You just beat Oregon. Like tell coach or tell your athletics department, like shoot us a message. And it had been switched to IU. So I was like, did this scammer figure it out? Like, what's the situation here? He responds and he says,
what's also needs context is like, this would have to be the greatest gamble in this scammer's life.
No,
like he started before this season and he got the Heisman winner.
Maybe he's doing it with a couple people.
Okay, still.
Like the thought has even gone through my head. Thought has gone through my head. Like a buddy of his was just gonna try and like use his platform, and like he wasn't gonna be. I mean, he's a 0-star recruit. He's transferring to Indiana. Like, I don't really know what could be going on. And then he puts out on October 25th a video. There's a video that goes out that's him saying, I only am on YouTube and LinkedIn, and my brother manages my Instagram account. So, but that clip, honestly, that clip looks old. It doesn't really look like it's from the season. So now I'm like, did this guy pull a clip from when Mendoza said this in the offseason? He starts this LinkedIn, builds this narrative. It would have to be some big brain shit. And like, I'm sure most people at home are like, Jack, why don't you just accept that like the Heisman is a fan of your guys' content? Like there is a part of it that Riley Leonard, like at the National Championship Media Day last year, was like, I watch your guys' videos. Like Archie Wilson commit to Nebraska after having watching some of our videos. It's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities. It's just the initial message was so strange. And then I messaged him back on October 26th after I'd seen that video, asking like to go to a game. And he wrote, ha ha ha. I wish, unfortunately, I don't control those things. We're pretty strict over here, but it seems to be working. So no complaints. Wishing you the best for the rest of the season. And it's just like, is he just, and so here's the thing. I got a text from Bangle, who's like a YouTuber, college, you know, he does a bunch of college Madden stuff.
Yeah, Bangle.
You know Bangle.
Yeah, me and Bangle.
And he texted me, he goes, yo, I'm like 90% sure that's Mendoza and you're just overthinking it. And I'm like, no, I know, but like what? I'm not questioning the likelihood that it's Mendoza. And then Katie Feeney asked Mendoza about his LinkedIn and he's like, yeah, I use LinkedIn. It's like bizarre to me.
Yeah, my roommates went to Indiana. I have a ton of friends from Indiana, and we lost to them. I can't figure out if reason one why I want them in the national championship is so we can confront them at media days, or to get revenge in the national championship. It is eating up so much real estate in my head at this point that I'm just like, I need to see this interaction if he comes up and says hi to us.
The most of all the timeline, the craziest part is him messing up Indiana University of Indiana.
Correct.
That is everybody knows it's IU.
Now the only thing is he speaks perfect English, but he does have a Hispanic background, and his speech at times is, you know, it's not perfect English. So swapping University of Indiana and Indiana University, it's in the realm of possibilities.
Of course,
but
people who commit to colleges
Universidad Day.
Right. But at the same time, it's like you're so smart, and like, and they have to just
there.
They have to drill it into your head that it's IU, it's IU, it's IU, it's IU. Now, let me check right now and see
No,
like
it's fascinating. It's fascinating.
if I type in if I type in University of Indiana, I wonder like what. Yeah, it's just Indiana University pops up. So that's the part that just throws me for a freaking loop, man. I'm probably just like overthinking it to the ultimate max, but at the same time, it is a little bizarre that the Heisman would be LinkedIn DMing me, right? Like, can someone give me a little grace to be like, I get so much spam on LinkedIn. What are the chances that like the Heisman and I are going back and forth on LinkedIn?
But he wasn't the Heisman yet. You know,
I know.
Yeah, I think he was networking before he realized that maybe. Wait, I didn't think he thinks he was going to be the first overall pick before the season.
But he was a top transfer ad. Like
Yeah.
Like he was
so like guaranteed NFL
right.
career,
Indiana
either
went to the
seventh round or yeah.
I don't know if guaranteed NFL career, but like he was like when he hopped in the portal, it was a huge deal, and it was like. Like anyone who pays somewhat attention to college football is like Indiana is like upgrading their roster. So like, you know, I don't know if he thought they'd go 12-0, but like, I mean,
well, we're clipping this, and I hope it reaches him finally.
But at this point, I feel bad because when it's just him and it's just like his personality, I'm like, what? Like, yeah, that's my boy, fucking Fernando.
No, the only thing he has to address is the mistake of Indiana University.
Okay.
And
the delay on Cal. Yeah.
And how did that happen?
Right, because if you're on top of LinkedIn, you're not delayed on Cal. The day you sign, you update that. Are you a LinkedIn guy or not?
But Lane Kiffin is active on Twitter. He didn't update his LinkedIn or his Twitter bio for a long time.
But people think that's because he was purposely trolling.
I know, but it is
fair
my problem to not update your school.
If he is a huge fan, we need to be the one doing the documentary behind his draft process. Like that's not, you know.
Again,
above his pay grade.
No way. At that point, like we could hop in. Like I'm not. Yeah. It's very pick me. Like, oh my god, did he really DM me the Heisman? It's more just like how did a guy that's like super smart and said like, hey, I just use YouTube and LinkedIn. How did it slip through the cracks? Indiana University, University of Indiana. How'd that. You know.
Right. And it's because we're such big ball knowers that we would even think to question this. Most people would be like, yeah, no shit. It's
the AI. It's the AI Mr. Beastification of this world. You know, you never can trust anything at its core.
And I'm sure he has like a very funny, hey, I actually typed it wrong. Then we were like continuing to win. And so I'm superstitious. But then people were like, how can you represent the school and not have it right? Right. So maybe I had to like go back and like.
Whatever. Hopefully he's our next Chop guest. Fernando, we're huge fans of you. If you want to come on for 15 minutes before your game against potentially Alabama or Oklahoma, even though I was just saying they could say they no one believes you.
No, that brother is locked in. I know that.
He could be my new favorite athlete of all time, by the way. That is crazy.
Right. Yeah. Great. All right. Anything else before we go to NFL picks?
Tim's just excited we finally have like an interesting nugget.
Yeah,
he wants to go Pablo Torre just on this, like himself.
No, literally. I might put Pablo on the case.
No, I'm still caught up in the Joel Herb Street thing. I'm having such a crisis of that.
Which part?
Because we said a million times, I want to give them benefit of the doubt. Like I think like there is a part of me with Stephen A. like not knowing about Alonzo that I'm like, dude, yeah, what do you expect? If the guy that you see on camera all the time, when is he?
Yeah, I meant to bring that up. And the thing is this actually isn't a Stephen A. case because we all agree he shouldn't know. They were off. They could have just watched Army Navy if they wanted to. It's not like they were busy doing something else other than working out. And like you said, if you want to have it on in the background while you work out because it's your one free weekend, all power to you. But you know what? After talking this out, I think you will be able to come up with a unique perspective on which it's been covered ad nauseum, but I think you can actually give a unique perspective on TikTok. And then I think your audience can then give their opinion which I will choose to report or not to report to you if they agree with your nuanced
I mean,
take of this, because
everyone.
everyone's just shitting
Clack
on me.
got dunked on. Yeah,
That's
Clack
what I'm
got
saying. So if you come with some nuance, I think you could open some people's brains.
No, I explained my nuance here. Like, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I can't believe how like oblivious they are to like the sentiment. It's almost like political in a sense. It's like, you know, wait, like ask a politician the price of milk. You know, like it's
Right.
it's kind of like that. It's like, do you not know people like still really like Army Navy? Do you not know people really like March Madness?
Right. That feels like the craziest miss is saying that we don't love like that quote in itself. In context,
Tim,
out of context is out of control.
Tim, this is so niche, but
Tiana Robillard.
we were. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh boy.
What would you have done? Navy had the ball at the Army 40, up 1, no timeouts, going for it, ends the game, punting, pin them deep. They got to get a field goal. But obviously the caveat is that like Army can't throw a forward pass. Like it was the first time. If you're facing Ohio State or Indiana, you obviously go because they have very competent, capable teams to go down the field. Navy obviously ends up going for it, but I thought it was like such a fun. The way it played out was such a fun decision that the
because it was like an
couldn't
actual
tell.
football. No, because it was actually like the game. It was actually like when we talk about the game in its like purest form, it was like no, punting might make sense.
Right, correct. Like what would you have done?
I was I think I was shocked they went for it. I think that, but then the punt thing, it's like, it's very like, this is why people still love like high school football. And when I was talking about the comeback on Thanksgiving, like part of it was like, they got the ball at their own 5, Marblehead did. It's like, I haven't seen them complete a forward pass all game. So like, in what world are they managing clock and getting down here? Like similar thing. And no, I mean, you believe in those guys, like that's like a veteran, quarterback, fullback, halfback kind of thing. But I think I would have punted, but it depends on how much faith I have in my punter. Like, can he like
pin him? Well, the funny thing is our instinct is like, okay, let's punt, let's make Army beat us. But in the same time, the second layer to it is like, all Navy does is run the ball and get a yard, right?
Right.
Like,
that's also the thing they're good at.
That's all they do. If Army can't throw, that's all Navy could do. I was kind of shocked that they went because I feel like old school football vibe to the situation. Most coaches, they just punt it away and they live with the result.
Quick question. This is completely out of nowhere. Could Matt Rule coach Michigan, or that's not an option?
No, he signed the extension.
They could get freaky.
Because what's their plan without, like, why'd Raiola leave? Like, I just don't understand. Like, I thought he was going with Rule if he went to Penn State. Like, I'm just confused by the whole situation.
There were rumors that he was going to be transferring like a month ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like worked out the way both parties thought, I don't know, but it's like anything. It's when we saw them, like, it's still a business, right? Like, hey, this is what's best for me. Hey, you haven't played that well to begin with, Okay. And the big thing with Rule going, could Rule go to Michigan? I don't think it'd be to follow Dylan Raiola. I more meant that in the sense that, I don't know if you guys know the minutia of this, like if I'm just like mansplaining, but like a lot of times these extensions, the first thing they sign is the memorandum of understanding, the MOS or MOU. And that is like not actually the contract. So like that was a big thing with Belichick. When he had first signed with UNC, they had signed like, do we both intend to sign this contract? And then it was like, because Bill was like, well, if an NFL job at the last second, like, and then you sign the contract. So I don't know if the ink is actually dry on the actual extension.
I guess why I would be shocked if he went to Michigan. I know it's a bigger school, but like, wasn't it agreed upon that Penn State was the dream job? Like if he didn't go to Penn State,
it'd be weird.
Like,
it'd be weird.
It would be bizarre.
No, I yeah.
I think it's going to be DeBoer or Jedfish.
I think it's I think if Alabama loses, it's DeBoer.
I kind of
Like,
feel
I
that
think
way
it would
too.
be smart for DeBoer. Jump ship.
I think he
You
would be
know-
like totally okay with it.
Yeah. I do think before we give NFL picks, can we just do like 2 minutes on Brawl Part 2? Like, we can't shit all over Clad and Herb Street and leave that out of the show.
Yeah, I just don't know. I felt they were on a collision course. Everyone knew that they were better than everyone they were matched up with against, and we know it's going to be fucking insane. The ticket prices reflect that. 4 figures for an FCS semifinal is pretty insane.
Yeah, I mean, as guys who get to go to things that often they want to go to, I don't know if there's going to be a more like envious wish I was there
I know.
since working here. Like, I remember being
And-
like, "Hey, imagine being in the building if Ovi breaks the record." You were like, "Yeah, go." You know, so this is like, I'm like, imagine like going to the Stanley Cup final. You're like, "Yeah, go to Edmonton," and I'm sitting here like, imagine going to the first college football playoff game at Notre Dame. Yeah, we're going. And I'm like, imagine going to the Super Brawl. And it was like, and you're like, that's your own dime. And I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, no, for sure, man. We do this now. Like,
it's like, it's just tough. And it's not, I think it's a purely, the real problem is like, it would, like, we were planning on going to Brawl in Bozeman next year to compare. Like, that was, within the realm of possibilities. And it's like, so we should just do this one. And then, like, you've covered, like, it's going to be the best one that they'll ever see. It's got the highest stakes. And why wouldn't we do it? And I think it was because I promised Hallie to be home for the family. But I was drunk on Saturday night, hammered, blacked out actually. And I was like in the Uber home looking at flights to fly to Vegas today for NBA Cup, ship over to Norman for Friday night, and then go to Bozeman. But like I said, that would, if I go see Knicks and then Bozeman, it would be more like, I just really want to see all this stuff. I would still make content from it, but I don't know if it would make sense. Like, we could bring 4 people. It was very tough. And it's easier to be like, hey, we're not going to do it. Right. Yeah. If it had been booked and it was more of a conversation, but it's just easier to be like, hey, it wasn't the plan and it's not working out. We could probably make it work out if we need to. But at the same time, if we flew in Saturday morning, I think we land at like 1 and the game's at 4. Actually, the game might be even earlier local. I don't know if I
it's probably a tight
so
window.
It's tight. Like, you don't even get man on the street. You definitely don't get pre-promo content. I think they fucking hate us. Like,
Yeah.
And because we wouldn't do the full like flipping where we're, learning about Montana State and touring and all that, like, I'd probably go as a Grizz fan.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I like me going as a Bama fan to OU feels like low stakes, especially because they're like the same color. I like don't really know if they'd fuck with us like coming in as Grizz fan.
No.
Like like this game it's for the state and for the title. Like, it's gonna be, we went to the only game that I've ever seen true hostility at, like genuine, like, you are not welcome here, right? Was like, if we went back to Tech, we would definitely get shit. But I think there's enough rational people who are like, hey, it's good for the program. They're creating good content. Like, you misunderstood what they're meant. Like, the internet will never fully understand, but I think people would generally understand.
I was just with them,
Right.
And it was okay.
And they were doing that. But we went to a Chiefs game. Case was it Monday or Thursday? It must have been Thursday Night Football, I think, because it was year 2, with a Raiders fan. And like, look, it was one bad apple. And it was a meaningless regular season game. But it was the first time where I was like, he might have to put, like, he was vlogging the game because he's a content creator. I was like, he might have to like put the shit away, or like this guy's gonna grab his shit and like smash it to pieces, and like it's gonna get violent. And this was like the least violent kid in the world. And there's definitely some vitriol in Montana. Like, they're friendly, nice people, but in that stadium, it is. I mean, after the game, they're yelling some words that you cannot say to people. So, for all those reasons, like, if we weren't going Friday Norman, and it was like, all right, we're gonna go to Bozeman Thursday night, and we're gonna be with. We come in peace. We're with West. Like, I texted West. He didn't respond, which makes me think even more that like they fucking hate us. So I can like cheer for the Grizz in my Grizz jersey comfortably from home. So for all those reasons, it was just like a tough sell to my own mind, and it was an easy cop out. But unlike Kirk Herbstreit, like, I will be watching. You know, I do
cannot wait for that game. I cannot wait. No, but college football is only about Alabama and Ohio State, so you know. Yeah, obviously. I cannot wait for that game.
The problem is like, it's one of those games that being in the building might be 48 times better than what's going to be on TV. And on TV will be good, and I hope they do a really good job, and it's going to be cool how they show it, but
they won't do a good job.
Right. It's just an impossible task to show what that. I mean, yeah.
It's you bring up a good point about the hatred. It's like we really would be it's like, again, all these places, they want some sort of notoriety, like we're college football teams too, all this, but also like coming there, it's like, you guys actually don't know shit about this, okay? You guys are like Grizz fans for 5 minutes, like, you know what I mean? It's like, this is our Super Bowl here.
It's like, I think there's a group of people that are like, fuck yeah, Snapback is like highlighting FCS. They're bringing attention to like these underserved audiences. Okay, all that, but then like, we don't give a shit anymore because whoever wins this game, like, this is everything.
Yeah.
Fuck the future, good PR, fuck content, like, football, game, time. That's all we care about. And that's okay if that's how it is.
That's how it's going to be. To the NFL.
Yeah. Jack's on low key a heater.
It's not low key. It's pretty high key.
He gets another one on the board with Chargers plus 5.5.
Tuesdays are tough for these, man. I know when Jack said that, like,
I could not have been more wrong. I thought the Cowboys were like for real and gonna make a run. They're not. They let 9 put up 34 points on them. So I lost. I had the Cowboys minus 5.5. They lost outright, and then Cardinals. Tim, he had them plus 9.5. They got boat raced by Houston.
Terrible.
I will say, to give Tim a little credit, offense like scored points. Like, if you got what they scored, 20 points against Houston,
40-20.
If I told you Brissett was putting up 20, you would have literally said, okay, give me every dollar on.
Now that we record Tuesdays, I mean, I'm producer, so I can say it goes. I'm gonna take Seattle at home on Thursday Night Football. I think Rams best team coming off Lions win. Seahawks are fake coming off.
Yo, hit the fucking mic one more time as you're making your point. Jesus Christ, man. Put your hands on your fucking head.
All to say, I think Seattle wins at home and makes a statement that they're either fake real or real. I don't know, because you could still be fake real in the regular season, but a statement nonetheless.
Darnold's been worse than McCarthy in efficiency over like the last 6 starts. So it's just a risky game you're playing there. I will be stealing Tim's team from last week, and will actually be buying the Arizona Cardinals and happily selling Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm on Arizona.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't love it, but I'm gonna do it just to do it. I mean, who the hell wants to bet the other team here? God, I hate doing this. I'm torn between two. Jets plus 4.5 at New Orleans. I mean, like New Orleans, sell New Orleans.
That line is ridiculous.
And then the other one, I'm considering laying 6.5 with Philly at Washington.
Interesting.
I know Philly doesn't look like Philly. Like, in what world do you totally beat an inferior team and people are like, the Eagles are still not fixed? Which no, I don't think they are, but like, it feels good to bet a good team. So, if I take that Jets line, it's just going to be another like Tim just betting dog shit teams.
It's funny. I make the Jets. I was right on with the Jets line. Like initially, I thought I was gonna be like it was screaming Jets, but I actually think Shuck is like decent enough that it's like not out of the realm of like if this was early season New Orleans and they just won a couple games and the line had gotten inflated that they were laying 4.5, I'd be with you. But like they might actually be like a very below average team, and the Jets might just be the worst team in the NFL.
In New Orleans, it's like happy to be like around right now. Like the Jets are not. And I feel like that way with Washington, like Daniels isn't coming back for, like not that they had a chance to make the playoffs, but this is a team that had pretty high aspirations.
Yeah.
And now they're done for sure. So I'm going to lay it with the Eagles minus 6.5 at Washington.
My other favorite one is probably Dallas. Like when the Chiefs went up 13-3 last week, I was like, this is the classic. This line looks stupid on Tuesday, and if I had bet it on Sunday, I would be all over Kansas City, and I feel like I maybe lucked into that. And this was kind of the conversation last week. Like, I just think people were overrating Kansas City the whole year.
Yeah.
And the Chargers are just a fucking shell of themselves, and eventually it's going to wear them down. Like they just can't keep figuring out a way, it feels like. But
yeah, I'm worried about Dallas's quit meter.
Yeah,
I know, but isn't that when you actually get on a team?
When you buy in, because like we said, competitors actually can't quit no matter how hard they may want to.
Except Pickens. I will say he can find a way to not care about that game.
Yeah, and so it is the time to buy, but like those are usually those kind of teams. I feel like is more of a Saints thing where it's like they're showing you a pulse. Like I Dallas just lost 2 in a row, and like they did the thing where like they were out of it, then they had a chance, and now they're back. Like there's like kind of that I don't know if they got if Dallas got the skin for that.
Yeah.
What time do those teams play at?
1.
They play 1?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say Philly play, like, what happens if Philly loses to Washington? Right? Then they're like, oh, maybe we have a chance here.
But is that even more reason if they win and they're pretty much eliminated? Do you pack it in? Who knows?
Right.
You can correlate parlay there if you want.
Yeah. Washington and Dallas.
Pays pretty good.
All right, Case, get us out of here.
All right.